All right, I have made my way here to Amicalola Falls State Park with our first group coming up out of the Atlanta area for the day. I picked them up at the Sandy Springs Spring Hill Suites there and got them up here. Now I'm heading back down to Atlanta directly to the airport. Next rider's getting picked up and coming up to the lodge. All right, moving on. After I get them up to the lodge, I am going back again to the airport. We have somebody going up to Springer later on this afternoon. So a full busy day down, moving passengers through Atlanta all the way up to the mountains, whether it's Amicalola Falls, Springer, or other points out here. So gorgeous day. It's 64 degrees here right now, and it's beautiful. Blue skies, sunshine, everything's green. Lots of folks out and about. So it's a beautiful day if you're outside doing something. Come check it out. All right, I'll be back later. All right, I'm making my way down 400 South, and compared to earlier this morning, the traffic is flowing very nicely. The traffic this morning was mostly people going to work, so there's always a backup then. I should arrive at the airport right around 12:55. I have about an 8-minute delay, and overall that's nothing much at all when you're going down to the airport, so not too bad. But up here, I'm getting ready to pass the exit that you take for North Springs and Sandy Springs stations, and you can also go to the REI. So that's exit 5 here off of 400 going south. And I'm going to just continue to make my way down into the city of Atlanta. I'll hit the 75-85 merge, and then I'll make my way through the city, and then the rest of the way to the airport. So it's gorgeous down here. It's warmed up a lot. It is 75 degrees right now. So beautiful day with blue skies and sunshine. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. I'll be back later. Alright, so that was a smooth entrance getting down here because of the time of day. Traffic is not overly heavy at all. We'll be getting up out of the airport before the traffic gets heavy. Now when I do come back down for my 5 p.m. pickup at the airport and we head out, I do expect traffic to be heavy both ways, especially getting up out of the airport heading up to Springer Mountain. So I do expect some heavier traffic and delays there. We'll see what happens, and we'll just keep rolling along. All right, I will be back later on with more. Once you get over here onto the merge, everything goes to the left, and if you're over in the right hand lane for too long, you're going to get stuck trying to merge into the traffic. Right now, as you can see, traffic is not heavy at all. In the mornings, this is jam-packed. Certain times of day, it's jam-packed. Right now, I got a pretty steady flow right into the city here so far, so I'm going to take myself all the way over to the left lane, not the HOV, but the furthest left lane that gets me through the city the easiest. And you want to stay out of the lanes that merge into 20 once you get out of the city, because that'll slow you down. And then it's always just a better idea to stay over to the left-hand side. I'll stay in the middle lanes, I'll get in the left when I'm coming down through here, because all the traffic gets jammed up on the right-hand lanes. So that's what I'm doing right now, just making my way down to the airport still. Falls, and then I'll get off exit 72 at Camp Creek Parkway, which will take me over to the domestic terminals. I'm going over to Delta, so I will follow the signs for South Terminal, which is Delta. The North Terminal takes care of all of the other domestic arrivals. International is its own little separate entity, a couple exits down. But right now, heading over to Delta. I already have the rider's door number and everything, so as soon as I arrive, I'll get them scoped up, and we'll be on our way to Amicalola Falls State Park. Alright, it's a gorgeous day down here in Atlanta, and it is 77 degrees. I'll be back in a bit. Alright, made it down here to Camp Creek Parkway for domestic. It's exit 72. So I'm just going to make my way around to the South Terminal, which is Delta, and meet our rider there, and we will be on our way. Here at Delta, and we'll see what it's like for traffic flow through here today. By the looks of it, it looks like it can be pretty decent, but you never know until you get around the corner and start making your way up towards the doors. Alright, so this is what we have going on. Nothing too bad. And I'm going to kind of try to stay in a middle lane. I usually stay in the further left lane and then towards the middle. They have some construction going on here. It's, you know, one lane closed one way, one lane closed the other way, so you have to kind of pay attention ahead of time and make your way down so you're not blocking traffic or getting somewhere where you can't get out of. But I'm gonna make my way up in here, and I'll meet up with our rider. They're more towards the end of the terminal. S5 is down the other side. All right, I'll be back in a bit. All right, we're moving through here. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than others, but got a good pace going on right now. So we'll see. I'm gonna get over into the middle lane just because of the construction and everything that's going on at the moment. It's just a lot better to do it that way. All right, gonna keep on going. This person to the left of me is going to get yelled at. They are stopped right on the crosswalk. That is a big no-no. They don't like that at all. But anyways, just continuing on. I am making my way over to S5, and pretty soon I'll arrive and get the hiker on their way. All right, everybody, I'll be back later on. All right, I made it out here to Amicalola Falls State Park, dropped our rider at the lodge, and they're going to start their hike that they're doing tomorrow. They're out here for a couple of weeks, just taking it day by day, having their adventure. So now I'm leaving out of here, heading back to Atlanta, to the airport. Got a rider scheduled for a 5 p.m. pickup. I was just looking at the traffic going down, and it looks like it's 2 hours and 14 minutes now. This is normally an hour and 30 to an hour and 40 minute drive, so we are looking at congestion already, so I'm sure it'll be pretty clogged up coming back up too. But patience, and little by little we'll make our way back up to Springer Mountain Trailhead. All right, heading down to Atlanta Airport for the last rider of the day. I will be back a bit later. It's 69 degrees here at Amicalola Falls. It is beautiful.